It's Monday, November 11th, and today we're expecting to see something extremely rare. We could see some snow in Nashville and freezing temperatures in Florida in mid to early November. To put in perspective how rare this snow in Nashville is, this will be really the first time in recorded history that we are going to see snow probably in Nashville before we see snow in Denver in a winter or fall. So yeah, this really doesn't happen often, or I guess you could say even ever, but this is how the snowfall is going to play out today. Probably early in the morning, we could see some flurries, really anywhere between upwards of northern Wisconsin down to anywhere near Nashville. Nashville, it's probably just going to be flurries. We're not going to see anything super crazy, but flurries ranging from half an inch all the way up to an inch potentially. Now, the hardest hit areas are probably going to be near Chicago and northern Indiana. The possibility for some lake effect snow is in play there also, and then even in parts of far western Michigan, and then even near kind of the Great Lakes, also in parts of the Northeast. So, northwestern Pennsylvania, northeastern Ohio, and then even parts of far western New York could also see some lake effect snow. We also could see some higher snowfall in parts of the Appalachians and parts of western Virginia also. I think really the peak of our snowfall is probably going to be around 8 inches in all of these regions. But yeah, maybe some flurries in Nashville that we could see today. Definitely something very rare. Once again, this really hasn't happened in recorded history to get snowfall in this region this early in the year. And just to look at how things might play out, just to kind of help out, all of this stuff right here is going to be snow. All of this light shaded green stuff is going to be snowfall, and it looks like it's actually going to migrate south as we go through the day. Once again, we could start to see little blotches of snowfall all the way down in Nashville around sunrise, and then this could last all the way into the early afternoon before it would stop. Same thing's going to go for pretty much anywhere in this circle I just highlighted. It looks like you could potentially be seeing anywhere from flurries to heavy snowfall, really all the way throughout the day today. Probably holding up a little closer to nightfall in the more southern areas, but probably still holding strong in more northern areas of this circle. So, New York, northern Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then parts of Michigan as well. And of course, that's going to be helped by the constant freezing temperatures in those areas as we go through the day. Pretty much all the way throughout the day, these areas are going to remain freezing. And then these are the temperatures adjusted for wind chill. So if you're in any of these areas, probably anywhere ranging from the high teens all the way up to the mid 20s is what you're going to be feeling. But the coldest temperatures are going to come nightfall tonight. That's when we're going to see those freezing temperatures creep all the way down into Florida, and the feels like temperatures all the way down as south as Tampa, Florida, could potentially be probably around 29 degrees Fahrenheit in the northern parts of Tampa Bay. Now, the coldest areas look like they're going to be anywhere from the Appalachian Mountains through the Great Lakes region. It looks like we could be seeing some single digit temperatures, and then the teens also, then a lot of the low 20s. It looks like is what we're going to be seeing tonight. This is really going to be a historic cold blast. Once again, probably in the past 3 decades, we have not seen it get this cold this early as far south as Florida. So once again, a extremely historic Arctic blast that's occurring right here. Very rare to see something this early in the year. And this guy right here is going to be pretty much at fault for what we're seeing with this Arctic blast. It's going to be this really big dip in our jet stream that's allowing our polar vortex to creep really south and bring those super cooled temperatures. Also, it's going to be really windy as well. That's why we're seeing a lot of those wind chills creep down pretty low. But after this guy moves out, it looks like we actually could see a bit of a momentary warm up. Now, it's not going to be a heat wave by any means, but it looks like we're going to start to see temperatures creep probably back into the 70s for a lot of the country before it gets swept out by this next trough, which looks like it could be our next cold blast, probably around the 16th of November. That looks like that's a pretty good time estimate. That's also been probably holding strong for this system for at least the last couple of weeks. So definitely higher confidence there that that's when we'd see that push through. But yeah, once this giant Arctic blast moves through, probably a warm up, and then we're going to see it kind of get pushed away, another cold blast. And that's just the pattern that we can really expect to see for the rest of the winter.